Again, nothing. Welcome back to my nightmare. Today, I'm going to show you some of the footage from my Punk Xerophil Halloween costume. So every year I go to see a My Chemical Romance cover band in Harrisburg. They're amazing. They put on a fantastic show, and it is the one night a year that I will go entirely insane and jump around and scream and wiggle my hips and be a nerd. And usually I go by myself, to be honest, but this year I wanted to go with a friend, and it's a Halloween party, so they did have a costume contest. We did not enter, but we definitely dressed up. I took Kira, and she was very inspired by a Rockstar alternate universe Good Omens fic that I write. Am I admitting to writing Good Omens fanfiction right now? Hell yes I am, because I am just at that point of being tired of not talking about my special interests. So yeah, I do write fan fiction, and I write Good Omens fan fiction, and I write Sherlock fan fiction. She was inspired by a Rockstar universe that I did, and she did Crowley as a, little pop star Crowley, and I dressed as Punk Xerophil. And we got recognized. The Good Omens fandom found us, and they said they liked our costume, and I was just like blown away by the fact that someone even knew who we were, because I didn't think it was gonna happen. But I did blog a little bit about making the outfit. I used the second sideshow dress tutorial for making the dress that I wore, and I wouldn't change a thing, honestly. Looking at it, I was very proud of the outfit. I made a harness out of beige purse straps. I did a ripped up blazer because I just thought that was very business punk. It had little angel wings on the back. So we did that, and we had a blast, and I hope to do many more things with her all dressed up. Because every time we take Good Omens pictures together, I just die of happiness inside. But I do want to talk about just a brief update, because as you will notice, it has been a little more than a week. I promised you a video last Monday. It didn't happen. And I got accused of no longer filming. That's it. I take 1 week off, and I'm accused of no longer filming. Bailey Sarian takes a week off. She gets paid. I don't. So, here's the thing though. We're going through some stuff with my family. And one of them is my grandmother is very ill, and it does cause a lot of stress. And unfortunately for a lot of people, I find in, middle age, they almost treat mental health like it's not like a thing. Like it's not a valid thing. So when you're feeling stressed or you're feeling upset, like they just kind of treat it like it's not an illness, and it is. It can really kick your butt. And on top of that, I did get sick last week. I ended up missing work yesterday for being ill, which is again why you didn't have a post, because my butt was kicked royally, mentally and physically done. That's that. I did go thrifting last week. I got this cool necklace that I think is super 90s, and I'm wearing this really cool church lady dress that has these little ties on the side. More thrift adventure footage is on my TikTok, which is Mad Rabbit Society as always. But yeah, so you didn't get my video. I made this whole video about intentions, and my intention being to post this video last Monday. And unfortunately, one of the other intentions I have for this year is I am going to stop overworking myself to death. Okay? I'm going to tell you about that. I'm going to tell you why. This year, I decided I was going to go to school because I thought that perhaps earning a bachelor's degree was the only way that I was going to kind of move forward. Because right now I have a cosmetology license and I have no bachelor's degree, which means I either have to be a hairdresser, which I don't want to do, or I have to stay at this like front desk administrative kind of position. And I just feel like as a single person, I would like to have a career. And so I was like, I'm going to go back to school. I want to go for communications. I love studying communications. Like the class that I'm in, studying communications, I wish I had done this 20 years ago. Like I love the course subject. I love analyzing how people interact with each other. It's very cool to me. And I would love to write a book. Honestly, that's the thing. I just want to write books. I just want to write my little stories. I don't have original stories though. I just have stories based off of other people's ideas. So I'll keep trying though. I'll keep trying. It'll be fine. But until I make it famous as a freaking author, which seems to be the only way that you'll ever get paid as an author, I was thinking I would go back to school and do something with communications because I love that. Like I love learning about that. But in order to graduate with my associates, not even the bachelor's, just the associates, I needed 2 science credits. And I have been through the godforsaken ringer this fall. So I took astronomy because I had this feeling that I was going to be interested in the subject matter because I love the stars. I love to look up. I like to look at the things up there and wonder what's up. So I was like, if I have to take something and I am not a science person, maybe if I take astronomy, I will learn. And it was rough. It was rough. I bit off more than I could chew, to be honest. Not in the class specifically, in the amount of work I had this fall. Because the first week of school, I think, was also the first week I started at my new job. So I'm training while also attempting to go back to school for the first time in at least a decade. Yeah, I think I haven't been in school since 2010. So it's been a long time. And, so I'm in school and I'm in a science class, which is already intimidating. And I'm just, I'm keeping up and I'm getting my assignments done. But this teacher is reading me for filth because I'm waiting until Sunday evening. And now we don't have to turn anything in until 11:59 on Sunday night. Our class runs from Monday to Sunday. So I do it when I can, which is usually I'll start Sunday afternoon and it takes me a few hours to complete an assignment and I will get it done sometime Sunday evening. My communications teacher also doesn't enjoy that. Then you need to change when your due date is due because sometimes that is when I can do the assignment. So I'm doing the assignments and I am trying really hard to get all of my work done. And, I realized that I'm failing the labs. Like I'm failing them. I'm getting like a 14 out of 20. I'm getting like 13 out of 20. And so I email my teacher and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm going to try and get some help. Is there anything else you can help me with? And he was like, I appreciate your struggle. I'm glad you have someone to help you. And I'm just like, not quite what I asked, but okay. And then we take the first quiz. Now I studied for the first quiz and none of what was on the study guides were on the test and I failed the quiz. And I'm a perfectionist. In my brain, I am having a meltdown. I know that C's and D's get degrees, but I am having a complete meltdown because in my mind, I'm worried about the money. I don't have the money to pay back the school if I fail because what happens with grants and student aid, and this is the last semester I can have any, I've maxed out the amount you're allowed to borrow by going to beauty school. They want that back. If you don't pass, they want that money back. So I'm freaking out. And I email him and I'm like, look, I failed on Sunday's quiz and we have a test on this coming Sunday. I need a guide. Can you please give me something? How can I do better on this? What am I not getting? And he's just like, well, you can look at your last quiz and look at the study guide. And that's the last communication I had from him. And this is about the beginning of October. So a month ago, maybe more than a month. It was a little bit more than a month ago. That's the last communication I had. So I study and I take the test. It's our first test. And I failed the test. I got questions correct. Like, my questions are being marked as correct, but I'm not getting full points. So I have gotten all the answers correct, but still failed the quiz. And I messaged him and I was like, look, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm reading, I'm taking the test, I'm like, I don't know what, I don't know how to do better. Could you, like, and at this point I had gone on, there was like a tutoring option for, there was a tutoring option through the school, and I looked for a tutor for astronomy. There wasn't. There was only one for chemistry or I think anatomy. So I asked him, I was like, how, with us being digital, can I get a tutor? Because I'm not understanding, right? He never replies. In the meantime, I turn in a lab. I actually managed to get like a 17 out of 20 on this lab. But then we come to quiz number 2. And I got every answer right. And I failed the quiz. There were no words. I was crying. I was devastated. And one of my friends who works with college students said that he was probably penalizing me for taking what he thought was a long time on a quiz. Well, I have test anxiety, especially when I'm already not confident in the material. And I felt like his entire attitude was so dismissive and so unwilling to teach. And so it gets so much better. I text the school because I don't even get me started on the amount of things that give me anxiety. And one of those is outgoing phone calls, to not in work situations, but in personal situations. I'm still paying Planet Fitness like $10 a month because I'm too scared to call them to cancel the membership. I went there once. That's a whole different story time. Anyway, so I messaged the school and I'm like, here is what happened in detail. Here are the receipts of me contacting this man. I don't want to be in this class anymore. I literally withdrew. There's a W. I have a penalized grade on my transcript now because I did withdraw because I missed the add drop time. So I'm penalized for a class that didn't teach me. And while schools are businesses and they take your money, they don't give you refunds. You're not allowed to say, hey, this guy was a douchebag to me. Give me my freaking coffee for free at a freaking school. I did everything I could do to try and pass that class. And I feel like an idiot. And I will never see that $1,500 back. I won't get a free class in the spring because this guy was a freaking monster. So that's why I really probably had a complete mental breakdown last week. Because the thing is I have been told that I don't finish things and I like to quit things. So when you say stuff like you're not filming or you're just going to give up this hobby like you give up everything else, like it gets in there, you know, and you're just like, well, I failed. They were right. I was never going to graduate. They were right. I'm just going to quit this class. Like, there is a whole thing that goes on. When it wasn't my fault. I did everything. I contacted the teacher several times. He ignored my emails, never replied to them. And then I contacted the school. And now I've been penalized. I'm out my money. And don't even get me started on the passive-aggressive email from financial aid because the advisor was really nice. She suggested I email the department head. I haven't decided if I would like to do that yet or not because I would like to graduate. So if I end up having to take a science in the spring, I don't want the department head to be like, well, they're a problem, you know? I kind of want to not do that. But the financial aid office literally, when I replied with a question about it, just wrote back, well, I'm sorry that you weren't prepared for how difficult the class is and you didn't understand the course material and you feel like it was poorly communicated. That's a direct quote because I memorized the freaking email. I was that upset. I couldn't believe that they worded it that way. I just want whoever that person is to no longer have any interaction with any students because there's no reason for that. It wasn't my fault. The teacher, by the way, I went on Rate My Teacher and looked at what teacher this is. He's a 2.5 on Rate My Teacher for the same thing. Everyone said he doesn't communicate well, he doesn't answer your emails, and the study guides never match the quizzes. How has he been at this school 20 years? So anyway, whole meltdown. And the thing is, I know I'm smart. I know that I can be taught science. Because do you know what the beauty school requirements in the state of Maryland are for getting your license? They are a practical exam and a written exam. And the written exam is science. You have to know the oxidation process of the chemicals. You have to, that whole Legally Blonde thing where she proves the guy's not murdered, or I didn't see the movie. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just know that one clip where she talks about the perm. Those are real chemicals. Like, that's real stuff that we have to know. We have to be able to do that so that we don't give you a chemical burn on your head. Like, we have to know the types of skin cancer and the types of nail fungus that you can get because of water going. So I know that I can be taught science. I just deserved to be taught science better than that. There were no external materials from the man. Literally the entire course, I am not exaggerating in any way, was read these 3 chapters, watch these 2 PBS videos on YouTube, answer 2 discussion questions, and do the lab. There was, my communication teacher, she gives us PowerPoints and quiz reviews and things that she has made to guide us in our learning for our online class. He gave us nothing. Whole meltdown. Kind of wish I could quit school, but also I would feel like a quitter. So, taking it one semester at a time. Right now, I'm literally missing registration for the spring semester because I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. What do you think I should do? Anyway, so I'm sure that my brain already had you know how when your brain is upset, your body gets weaker? I'm sure that was a thing. I'm mental meltdown. Grandmother is sick and then has a heart attack last weekend. She's fine now. She's fine. But it was a rough weekend last weekend. And then my body just went, I'm done. You're sick now. Enjoy. And I've been in so much pain ever since. So that's what's been going on. My intention is to continue to tell you these amazing stories because this stuff happens to me all the time. I literally can never have a normal interaction with anything. So, that being said, I know you're here for the DIY and we're going to get right into Punk Xerophile. JK. One more thing, as my favorite TV detective will say. One more thing. I'm thinking of changing my posting schedule, so I think you will see more Tuesday, Thursday videos instead of Monday, Wednesday. I think part of my posting problem right now is that my class is on the one class I am remaining in, my communications class. If we do in session, we're in synchronous sessions, which is sometimes we're in school and sometimes we're just online. So, that is on Mondays. So I am going to do, I think, Tuesday, Thursday moving forward. Because I just think Monday, too, is it's always a busy day at work and it's just exhausting. So I think that Tuesdays might be Tuesday, Thursday now. I'm going to play with that idea. I mean, you're getting a video today, so clearly you're going to get one Thursday, maybe, hopefully. We'll see. We'll all be surprised. It'll be great. So, my friend Kira wanted me to document what I'm currently doing, which is definitely not taking care of myself properly. Her and I are going to a My Chemical Romance cover band show that I like to go to every year around this time. Let's see if I can get you in a better... Can I get you in a better place? Are you there? Are you good? So, every year around this time of year, because it's Halloween, I go to a My Chemical Romance cover band show. They do a really good job, actually. Having been old enough to see and remember the Black Parade tour, I have to say that Dead does a really good job. And they have like a Blink-182 cover band, and they have like a Paramore cover band, and like it's just a really fun time. But we're gonna go as Aziraphale and Crowley from Good Omens because we already have the costumes, and we wanted to film some more TikToks for you. Well, for just in general, not just for you. And so the thing is, I was originally thinking like Aziraphale would never go to a punk rock show. Okay. So I was going to make a Beelzebub costume because Prince Beelzebub of Hell, they have like a fly hat, and I have a black blazer. I didn't think it was that big a deal. But then some people were like, oh my gosh, why don't you do a punk rock Aziraphale and, you know, you'll match Crowley. So I've been roped into making punk rock Aziraphale. That's what I'm doing today. So what I decided to do was like a pastel goth Aziraphale costume. So we're doing like one of my button-up shirt baby doll dresses so I can still have his bow tie. And I'm hoping to get some time to make some thigh highs. I want to make some patches to sew onto the actual garment. And I have a blazer. I'm going to trash a blazer and then hopefully make a harness. I've never made a harness before, but it is the 12th and we are going on the 15th. So I'm so tired. It's 7:29 on the 12th, and we have to leave my house at 5:30 on the 15th. And I have a full-time job, and I have to get up at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning to go an hour away for training and drive home, and it's a nightmare, and I am so tired. And I have to touch up my roots. Like, that's the reason I bleached my hair out in the first place, was to be Aziraphale, and now I have like more than a month's worth of roots that I also have to bleach out at some point before we leave for this freaking show. So, yay! We are going to do a shout out right now. We're going to shout out the Community Aid Thrift Store in Hanover because I am a complete idiot, and I came to donate earlier and my stuff was in white bags, and I was like, I'll shop first and then donate. I donated everything I purchased, which was like $47 worth of things. And they found it. They had already sorted it by the time I realized, but they found all but one of the shirts that I bought, and they let me pick a similarly tagged item. So thank God. But anyway, I just wanted to shout out the Community Aid Thrift Store because they're amazing. I don't know. Kira wanted me to like document like how I was making stuff, and I'm really bad at doing that, even though I'm supposed to have like a channel where I do DIYs. But this is going to be the back of a Aziraphale punk rock jacket, and so I'm putting the wings, and then I'm putting a heart because I don't know, I thought a tartan heart was like such a thing that if there was a punk alternate universe for that character, that's what he would do. I mean, it's gingham, it's not really tartan, but I'm not buying more stuff for this costume than I already have, so we'll see how it turns out. And we're gonna go through. I can't decide if I want to go with black stitching because it would look more punk rock, or if I should go with white stitching because that's what he would do. This is what it looks like so far though, and I have only gotten 1 or 2 messages about how I should go to bed angel, so should probably listen to my foul fiend and head off to sleep, but at least it's pinned, right? We leave tomorrow. I haven't even prepped my actual outfit, and I'm still working on this other outfit, and I still have to pack. We leave tomorrow. I'm so tired. We did make it, and this is during the Paramore Big Fat Meanie set. It was amazing. I love them so much, and I mean, aren't we the cutest? Maybe like the time I told you had to fuck a duck. Like,
Angel, did you fuck that duck?
We're gonna get a noise complaint. Alright. Does it look alright? Do I look like a complete tool doing that?
No, you don't. You're serving looks. Yes.
I will give it to her. She has awoken in me a deep and passionate love of cosplaying. I had no idea I could have this much fun. I'll see you next time. Bye.